But once the race starts, your guess is as good as mine.
Nice.
Right on.
Well, definitely, this sells out every year, especially for the last 3 years. It'll sell out again this year. For tickets, just log on to Daytona500.com or call 1-800-PITCH-SHOP. Chip Wile, president of her Speed Week Daytona, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, have a good day.
You
Bye-bye.
too. And we'll be giving away free tickets as well and 2 Fan Zone passes tomorrow at Port Charlotte Honda. Just show up between 1 and 3, and our very own Todd Matthews will be giving those away. All right, guys. There's Daytona. All right, what's up?
What's up?
Hey.
Yeah, I was interested. That was a good conversation.
I went last year. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
It was
right.
crazy.
He's right there.
A lot of wrecks.
I thought you were going this year.
No, I'm Tampa Bay Rays this year.
Oh.
Yeah. Spring training, Boys and Girls Club, kickoff Saturday night. And
Oh,
then,
it's Saturday? That's cool.
Next Saturday.
Oh.
Yeah.
But the Daytona's this week.
No, Daytona's next Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah, we're giving away the tickets.
I was
this
listening really hard. Sorry.
Get off your phone, man. No, I'm just kidding. He was listening on the iHeartRadio app at 10.
I'm going to see the Lightning and Penguins tomorrow. That's going to be a fun game.
Penguins might win.
We beat you last week, but that was in Pittsburgh.
We're
I don't know.
struggling
But
offensively, and I'm kind of shocked by that.
Yeah, we're struggling a little. We only scored 2 goals against Florida yesterday, and we're a pretty good offensive team.
Hey, we another thing too. Just on a side note, we got to get Big Al Ernst in here one of these days.
Yeah,
too.
well, yeah.
But we got big. But there's big
Just
wrestling.
call him.
There's big wrestling news coming up. There's like Cody Rhodes, who's Dusty Rhodes' son, is starting his own wrestling organization called AEW, All Elite Wrestling. He's got the Jacksonville Jaguars owner, who's like a billionaire backing him.
Yeah, really.
He's got all kinds of money backing him, and he's gonna put Vince McMahon out of business.
Is that what's going on? I have no. Well,
we got to get Big Al in.
Oh,
here.
I thought Vince
this
was
is
going
big
towards
news.
this new XFL or whatever.
Vince is letting the WWE go to crap. I'll just say
I don't
that
follow
as a pure lifelong wrestling fan, he's letting the WWE go to crap right now.
All right.
And literally, that's how I feel about the WWE.
Okay.
And he's going to have stiff competition coming in there.
I think the ratings for it are the highest it's ever been, though.
So
he's doing something, right?
Well, I don't know.
People-
That's not true.
You know what I think's kind of funny? Matthew David Stanley, our comedian who's in studio with us, is a season ticket holder of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Nice.
Are you really? I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, I see that Steelers shirt you have on there.
He gets him for free every time he fills up with gas.
Right, yeah.
Hey, they have a new coach. They just picked up their
Right.
coach last week,
They
right?
have a new quarterback.
The guy
from what I'm hearing.
the guy from Patriots.
Yeah, New England. We got
you got
Taylor, Zach Taylor.
Yeah, Zach Taylor. Yeah.
Well, I thought he was the
it's
Rams
about
quarterback's
time you got
coach.
a new coach.
I know.
I'm sorry.
We've been trying to get rid of Lewis for like the fans have rallied for
15
years.
years.
Yeah, it's
I don't
just
know
like,
how he kept it. I don't know what he did.
I think he had some dirt on someone. I think is what how it had to be. That's the only
in Cincinnati, mediocrity is
It's
success.
still Paul. Is it still
You
Paul
get to
Brown
8-8
or whatever?
yards.
still
Yeah,
the
Paul
owner?
Brown's still the
Yeah.
owner. And
That's
I mean,
why.
they announced at the end of last season that he wouldn't be coming back.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden
He's back.
He's back, and we're
Yeah.
like, what?
Maybe they didn't like the options out there last year, but I don't know. I couldn't see why. I thought 2 years ago was the last. I thought their collapse against the Steelers, their mental collapse in the playoffs about 3-4 years ago.
They completely lost
I
their
think
composure.
that's when he should have been fired.
Yeah.
Because he just has no control of that team. He had no control of that team.
Since we're talking about
No.
football, I just pulled
And, I
something
mean, he
up.
did good the first. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. My bad. Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying he did good for us the
He
first
did.
like,
He
couple
got
of
to the
seasons.
playoffs.
Yeah.
No, he was
And
good
he-
at getting to the playoffs. He just never won a playoff game.
We couldn't sustain the playoffs. Yeah.
He never in his 14 or 16 years won one playoff game.
Yeah.
And he was still a coach. He was the second longest standing coach
And the
behind
thing is, it
Mike
wasn't
Tomlin.
that he didn't lose, that he just lost playoff games. It's how they lost those playoff
Right.
games.
They were all
Epic
just-
meltdowns at
Right.
the end. Where
Right.
they had the game won.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
That's coaching, and that's not
And it doesn't
controlling
happen
the team.
just once. It happened like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
You know? That's why I thought he should have been
Maybe
gone a long
next
time
year.
ago.
Well, I can hope.
Andy Dalton's probably a lame duck quarterback too. This is the final year of his deal.
Well, that's one thing I heard. I heard that they're going to move on from Andy Dalton
This year?
And because I heard they were going to draft the one kid, Kyler Murray, which I think is a joke that anybody would
I
draft.
haven't heard this.
The kid,
No,
from
I don't know.
Oklahoma.
I heard Dan Patrick say this morning that Gruden wanted Kyle
Yeah,
Murray.
Arizona.
All of
they
a
want
sudden,
him
I'm hearing
too.
all these teams. Look, I seriously doubt
Arizona just
anybody.
drafted a quarterback last year.
I don't think
1 year.
anybody's going to draft him in the first round. I think they're crazy.
He'll
to
go
think that
first
kid's
round.
going in
He'll
the-
go.
No,
I
he won't.
promise you, he'll go
No, he
first
won't.
round.
Please,
He's
Dallas. do not draft this
5'8",
kid.
170
Please, Dallas, do not
pounds.
He's
draft
not
this
just
kid.
5'8".
Yes, he is. He's
Yes, he
5'8".
is.
No,
Eric.
we
Yes, he
looked it
is.
up last time.
He's
I was on the
5'8",
radio.
5'9".
He's
That's what
5'11".
Wikipedia said when we looked it up. 5'8",
No, he's not
5'9",
5'8".
170 pounds. That's what you're getting. He's paper. He's freaking a piece of paper. But now
I'm looking
he
it up.
really is. He's a freaking piece of paper. But the thing I just pulled up.
It says he's 5'11" on Wikipedia,
Yeah,
but it's
well,
He's
Wikipedia.
5'10". No, you said 5'8". It was
like
not
5'8".
5. We looked it up all together, and he was like 5'10".
Honestly, when I was
NFL level, it'd be like
when I was
5'8".
watching the
5'10"
MLB
is like
draft,
5'8" in the
and he was
NFL,
drafted by
right?
the Oakland
Yeah.
A's, they did list it at 5'9.5".
Yeah, he's 5'10".
Okay.
He's 5'10".
That's what the Oakland
He's
A's
1
list
inch
on it.
shorter.
I'll give him that.
He's
He's
1 inch
5'10".
shorter than Drew Brees.
Okay.
Okay, well, he's
1 inch shorter than Drew
nowhere
Brees.
near being Drew Brees.
Well,
the
let me ask
quarterback.
you this, guys.
We don't know that.
Let me ask you this. He's drafted by the Oakland A's. If the Raiders draft him, L.A. or Las Vegas isn't that far from Oakland.
No, not at all.
No.
It's a helicopter ride. You could see maybe he's our next 2 sports star, maybe?
Not at quarterback.
Not at quarterback. I
You
agree
can't
with
do
that.
that. You can't. You
I agree
have
with
to
that.
start the whole year. As a running back, you could come in 5-6 games in the season and be like, Bo Jackson could do that. But at quarterback, you need to play with the team.
I think he's going to have enough trouble being a one-sport star in baseball.
Yeah, well, that's what. Remember,
I don't think he'll ever sniff the football field. I just don't.
We talked about this last week, and I see Terrell Pryor written all over this kid.
Yeah, exactly. Complete bust.
He's not a quarterback.
He's not a quarterback.
He's going to need to change
I
positions.
said this the other day. If he was at a different position, I would have a different outlook on drafting him. But as a quarterback, no.
He has one of the best arms in college football. He has twice the arm that Terrell Pryor had. Twice the arm. The guy can whale the ball.
Yeah.
The only thing he has against him is he's short and he's small.
Yeah.
Besides that, he can roll out of the
You know how many
pocket.
great arms
he can
I
stay
seen
in the
college?
pocket.
Todd
I know, but
Baranovich
the
was
kid
great.
has
Ryan
an
Leaf was
arm.
great.
I know, but Ryan Leaf was an idiot.
But he had an arm.
You know what I mean? And liked drugs.
We don't know
this
how
kid
smart
has
this
an
kid is.
arm on him, man. What
was that
throws
kid
some
they
zip on the
drafted?
ball.
That 300-pound quarterback, the
think
Raiders.
that-
Jamarcus Russell, man, had an arm.
He definitely
throw the ball 90
Jamarcus
yards
Russell
down
was
the
probably
field.
one of, besides Vince Young, I think he had scored like the second lowest on his Wonderlink. He was not a
Well,
smart kid.
that's another thing,
This is
too.
a good kid. He's a smart kid.
Let's see what
the
the
only thing he
combine-
has against him is his height.
I
That's
want to
it.
get off Kyler Murray because I just don't believe he'll ever play in the NFL.
I wanna
So
see what
talking
happens at
about
the
people that
combine.
will play in the NFL and next year, this is what I just read as our article came out 16 hours ago.
Right.
It says Pittsburgh's plan for Le'Veon Bell would violate the CBA.
What?
Yeah.
What's
So
their
I don't
plan?
know. I don't know.
Their
Eric,
plan
you
was-
know
They were
anything about
gonna
this? Franchise tag him again.
They were going to do transition
Transition
tag him.
tag.
Yeah. And they've been saying they're allowed to do that all year. So they can get something for him. They're just trying to get something for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just don't know what. I don't know what.
I don't know
this
how
means.
it
That's why I was
violates it.
asking.
There's so many. There's so many reports I hear. This and this and this.
I don't-
You just never know what to believe anymore.
That's why I'm reading the article
Yeah,
right now. I literally just pulled it up.
It's February. I don't trust anything coming out of NFL football right now.
Well,
in
this is
February.
Florio. I mean, he's a lawyer. If anybody would know, it's Florio.
Check this out. I got a story for you. All right. Bryce Harper, Manny Machado, both of them are still looking for a 10-year, $300 million deal.
That they're never gonna get.
That they're never going to get. And here's another thing I read this morning, too, according to John Heyman with The Atlantic. He says that neither one of them wants to sign first either. So they're waiting for the other one to sign before the other one signs.
Well, you know what? I said this like 2 years ago when they were talking. They were actually talking $400 million.
Yeah, I
deal.
remember that.
And I was like, no way. There was no way anybody's going to pay any of these guys $400 million. Now they won't even pay him $300 million.
Larry and I had the conversation yesterday, and I really think I'm right on about this. I think that teams.
That's my offer. 8
Team-
years, 240.
Well, we had this
Good offer.
We had this conversation, and I think I'm right on about this. And I was talking to somebody else, and he agreed with me too. He thinks I've got something to go on with this.
Yeah, all right.
And that is the fact that that a lot of GMs have said, looked at themselves in the mirror and said, you know what? I am not going to give one guy $200 million. I'm going to take that $200 million and I'm going to spread it out. And I'm going to make the whole team better. Instead of just getting one guy to come in here.
I can see the 200, but 250.
We win 60 games, 70 games, whatever it is, with this one guy.
It proved it didn't work with A-Rod.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And we've already seen that.
And the perfect example of all this is look at the Anaheim Angels. Look at the Angels. Look at every single thing they've done. And all this money they spent.
When they
even
were
last year
good,
bringing in
when
Ohtani. Where did
Angels were
Ohtani
good,
end
they
up
were
last
a grown
year?
team.
Hold on. Even last year with bringing in Ohtani, where did he end up? The DL. Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols has been a shell of himself since he's gone to L.A., right?
They're still paying for Josh
They're
Hamilton.
still paying for Josh Hamilton. I wasn't done. I wasn't done. I had those two guys.
I think they're still paying for Gary Matthews Jr.
They are. I think they are. That was going to be my next one.
It's like the Mets still paying for
Bobby Bonilla. The Mets will be paying Bobby Bonilla until he dies.
Yeah, they'll be paying his grandchildren.
No, he has 5. They have 5 more years. 2024.
I thought it was lifetime.
No, it's 2024. That's kind of funny.
Well,
I read the article about
he only scooped about $80 million off him, didn't he? I mean,
he makes $1 million a year until 2024.
When you look look, like the Cincinnati Reds have improved. They traded for Sonny Gray. They made some moves. They added Matt Kemp and Yasiel Puig. Your Pirates did absolutely nothing. They could have re-signed Josh Harrison. They didn't even do that.
I don't know what's going on.
They did sign Liriano to a minor league deal.
Hey, the Cardinals went and revamped with Goldschmidt.
I know.
Yeah, Cardinals look going to be pretty good.
And the Pirates are talking like they have a chance this year. So I haven't been following it in the offseason.
You know who I think is going to regress big time this year?
Who?
Cubs.
Yeah, I do too.
So? I think the Cubs are going to regress.
I'm with you on that.
Then they'll spend some money.
And then the fans are going to go nuts and they'll spend some money.
And then they'll spend some money.
They'll go out and make a big mid-season trade. You watch.
Just for fun, where do you think Bryce Harper is going to sign?
Phillies.
Bill, what do you think?
I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say if anybody's going to give him the money, it's going to be San Diego. If not, he's going to end up back in Washington.
I think he ends up back in Washington.
I think if anybody actually gives him, if anybody actually gives him the $200 million, it's going to be the
San Diego.
They have it. They're like one of the only teams that really has it to give to him. To be honest with you,
the Nationals have already offered Bryce Harper 10 years, $300 million.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think
they are the first team.
And that's why I think you're on to that. When you said that, I agree with you.
I think he just goes back to Washington.
I think he is going to go back. I think that is the main thing.
Now, Manny Machado.
But I do think there's a chance he could end up in San Diego.
I can see Manny Machado saying, you know what, I'll play the year in Mexico.
If you would have asked me last week, I would have said Philly because everything coming out. Remember what we were talking about, what Dallas found out and all that. I would have said last week, I would agree with you, Philly. I told somebody, mark it down.
I don't want somebody. $300 million is too much money for any athlete. You know what I mean? Like, I just hope that the owners stick to their guns.
Yep.
You know, it's ridiculous. You can't. $300 million.
That'll set the market.
To play a sport.
That'll set the market.
Then the market will just keep going up.
And then Machado will come in at like 285, 290.
Is Machado worth that?
I don't think so.
I think he's worth more than Harper. I think he's worth more than Harper.
I don't think he's worth more than Harper.
Hold on the phone on this. I don't think either one of them are worth $200 million. You know how I feel about that. You can't give that much money to one guy. It just doesn't make sense to me because there's so much more you can do. And I think GMs are looking at this, that there's so much more they can do with that money to stretch out their team and make their team better and contend. And you look at teams like the Rays. You look at what the Yankees are doing. Look what the Red Sox are doing. They're turning more to what the Rays are doing and not
they're not spending as much money.
Spending as much money as they were, and they're better because of it. And I think teams are like, wait a minute, hold on. If they're better, won't that make us better if we do that as well? And I think that's what you're seeing over the last couple of years, and why it's not only been this year, but last year too, why so many guys are asking for too much money. It's like we said yesterday. Are you really going to give the Mike Moustakas $17 million a year? But yeah,
for a 240,
but you'll definitely give
30 home runs.
But you'll give it to Jacob deGrom, who's got a 1.07 ERA and has been to a World Series and is a Cy Young candidate almost every year. Sorry, 1.7. My bad. Got a little ahead of myself.
All right, let me ask you this though, guys: are we being hypocrites, or is there a philosophical difference between NFL salary and baseball salary? Because with football salary, we tell these players go get every nickel and dime you can.
Because the football because they have a terrible deal.
Yeah,
they negotiated a terrible deal.
Not only that, but like I said, they put their life on the line every time they go out there.
No, they are the lowest paid players in all of sports.
I understand.
You've said this many times. They are the modern day gladiators of our time.
But baseball owners are just as greedy as NFL owners. They're nickel and diming every chance they can get to. Shouldn't a baseball player be entitled to get as much money as he can?
The Players Association agreed to a bad deal, and I promise you that'll change next year.
Yeah,
but the players in baseball don't really get a bad deal, though.
They don't.
They get a good
deal.
They
got guaranteed contracts.
And you can sustainably play baseball longer than football. You're not taking hits all the time and everything like that.
That's why you see guys play baseball for 30 years, and you see guys play football for 4.
Right.
Because they're wear and tear on their body. Exactly.
I'm a Bernie guy, but I say as a player, get every nickel and dime you can on these players, man. This is capitalism.
But the thing why we're not complaining about the baseball.
Get every nickel and dime you can.
But hold on,
these owners are making billions.
I can agree with you
They should make more than the players. They're the owners.
No, the reason people are coming to the ballpark is because of these players. They don't watch the owners.
It doesn't matter. The owners are the one paying the bills, guys. I mean,
I'm not going to Tampa to watch Stu Steinberg eat a sandwich.
But
I'm going to watch
who's
the players
paying the bills? Who's building the stadiums?
The fans are.
Without the owners,
that's the case. Give us the money then. Damn it.
Taxpayers are paying for the stadium.
We're going to get in a bit. Not all of them.
Not all of them, but
Okay,
Not all
Jerry
of them.
Jones
A lot of them are.
and Kroenke own their
most of them.
stadium.
No, there's a lot
And
of
I'll
them
be
that are
honest with you,
50-50.
by the year, what is it? By the year 2025, 2030, it's probably going to be all of them.
Yeah, but
to be honest with you.
no, but it's better that it's better for the city that they own the stadium because they're the one who rent it out for other events. That's why the Cowboys are worth more than any other team in all of sports because they own the stadium
and the parking.
Look
and
at
the
that
parking.
stadium.
So
that stadium's
when
worth
they
like
rent,
$1 billion.
but when they
isn't
rent it out
it?
to football, who makes the money?
They rent it
Jerry
out to
Jones,
everybody.
not the city of Dallas.
Right.
Jerry Jones does. Okay.
Yeah, right.
But you don't have the teams without the owners. They have to make more money than the players. I
don't really want to get into that. What I'm saying about
stupid.
this, all I'm saying about this
So
is
my bartender should make more money than me because he's a talented bartender. That's what you're
Is
saying.
he one of the best bartenders in the world?
He's a great